All right, this is part 2 of how I'm throwing my masquerade murder mystery themed birthday party. Yesterday, I spent some time figuring out how I'm going to do the game portion of this murder mystery night, and I kind of wanted to read off the instructions for you. If there's anything that doesn't make sense, please let me know, because I want this to be as clear as possible. And I'm basically like making it up, but it's very heavily based on like traitors, mafia, and just like general murder mysteries. But I did write out the entire instructions on my own, so please let me know if you notice anything. Basically, I'm having everyone come with a mask. It can be any type of mask. I'm not making everyone like fully dress out if they don't want to. For me, I have already chosen mine. I am going to be the Black Swan because I feel like it relates to all the ballet that I've been doing this year. I will be getting a mask for that, but I'm going to read you the game rules. Okay, so upon arriving, guests will be asked to choose a slip of paper that has either a G for guest, M for murderer, or A for accomplice on it. This will be done in private. We'll set up like a separate space where everyone can kind of pick their role and see what it is. Everyone will not reveal what their slip of paper says as the night begins before we sit down at the table. So as everyone is settling in and arriving and mingling, the guests should aim to gather clues on who the murderer could be. Simultaneously, the murderer should be aiming to mark their victim. How I envision this is like as the murderer and the victim are talking, I'll just say like, I'm the murderer, I'm making my kill. So whoever gets killed cannot reveal who the murderer was, and they just have to kind of continue as normal, pretend nothing happened. As the murderer is making their play, the accomplice should be working to determine who the murderer is and also potentially create a victim. Throughout the night, we will all gather around the table and discuss who we think the murderer is. Everyone will basically write their votes down on a piece of paper, which will then be read out. There will only be 3 times in which we gather to vote. Right when we sit down, any victim, if there's 1 or 2 or none, there will be a card on the table that says victim. As we are sitting down, those victims have to grab those cards and put them with them to mark that they are a victim. The victims cannot speak for the rest of the discussions after they are marked. Also, for the rest of the game, they can still be like mingling and talking with other people, but they cannot give any indication of who did it. But I still want them to be able to be a part of everything and not have to like sit aside. To further explain it, I'm going to go through like how each group could win. In order for the guests to win, they must correctly vote out the murderer. If that happens, both the murderer and the accomplice will lose the game. The guests